A great day to one and all. Welcome to this beautiful day. And I am Sir Kim, and I will be your discussant for the review in combinatorics category 4. So I hope that you are all ready and set. I will flash the questions on the screen. If you wish, feel free to pause the video, try to solve the problems on your own, and let's see if you got the correct answers. Are you ready? Let's do this. Let's have problem number one. In how many ways can a doctor visit his 8 patients once in his 8 rounds? So we have an assumption here that for a certain day, for example, so the doctor will visit everyone exactly once. So no one will be visited twice and so on. So in this case, we can employ what we call the slot method. So here, we could actually see that there are actually 8 slots. So the first slot is the first visit, second visit, third visit, all the way until the last visit or the 8th visit. In the first visit, he could visit any one of them. So there are 8 possibilities. He could visit any one of these 8 people. Once he has visited one of these 8 people, then he could visit 7 others. If one of these 7 is visited, then he has 6 options on who he could visit next. And continuing the pattern for the 8th visit or the last visit, he has to visit exactly one person. And if you could see from this one, we are actually multiplying all the whole numbers from 8 all the way down until 1. So that's why this expression could be written as 8 with an exclamation point, but we read this as 8 factorial. The exclamation point is read as 8 factorial. And when we speak about the factorial of a number, of a whole number n factorial is equal to n times n minus 1 times n minus 2 all the way until 3 times 2 times 1. In other words, the factorial of the whole number n is just the product of all whole numbers from n all the way until 1. And you could wish, and if you multiply these numbers, you will get 40,320. I hope you have a good start. Let's proceed to problem number 2. There are 10 distinct points such that no 3 points are collinear, meaning to say, no 3 points would lie on a straight line. How many straight lines can be formed by connecting any two distinct points? So this is an example of a combination problem, okay? That is, and the formula for combination is NCR is equal to n factorial all over n minus r quantity factorial times r factorial, where n represents the total number of objects, r is the number of objects you take out of n, and in combination, by the way, order does not matter. So for example, how come order does not matter in this case? If you have line AB is the same as line BA. So you see AB, the same as BA. So even though if you rearrange them or change the order of A and B, no new arrangement is present because line AB and line BA don't refer to 2 lines, but they refer to exactly 1 line here. And here, since you have 10 points, and to form a line, you could connect any two of them. So that's 10C2. So that's why 10 factorial equals 10 minus 2 quantity factorial times 2 factorial. And by simplifying this, 10 factorial could be expressed as 10 times 9 times 8 factorial. How come I stop there? Because in anticipation, I know that 10 minus 2 here is 8, and you have 8 factorial in the denominator. I stop at 8 factorial because I know that 8 factorial divided by 8 factorial will just become 1. And the remaining 2 factorial here is just 2 times 1 or simply 2. So you are left with 10 times 9 divided by 2. So that's 90 divided by 2, and that is equal to 45. Hence, if you try to have this and try to draw all the possible lines that connects any 2 points, surely you will have 45 of them, no more, no less. Okay, problem number 3. There are 10 evenly spaced points that were placed in a circle. How many pentagons are possible if any of the 5 points will be connected? Of course, so a pentagon is a polygon with 5 sides and of course 5 vertices. So again, this is a combination problem, okay? And that out of 10, you will choose 5. So using the combination formula, that's 10C5 equals 10 factorial all over 10 minus 5 quantity factorial times 5 factorial. And from here, you have 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 factorial all over 5 factorial, because I know I could divide them and become 1. And the other 5 factorial is just 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, by the way. And simplifying everything, for example, 3 times 2 becomes 6. So 6 divided by 6 becomes 1. 8 divided by 4 becomes 2 here. 10 divided by 5 becomes 2 also. So, and your denominator here becomes 1. And multiplying and or simplifying everything gives us 252. I hope you got this right as well. And if you did, congratulations. If not, it's still okay. What's important is that we are learning in the process. Problem number 4. Nasho volleyball team has 12 players. In how many ways can the first 6 players be chosen? So again, this is a combination because you could pick any 6 out of the 12 players. So applying the formula, this is a combination problem with n equals 12 and r equals 6. Take note to make also for your reference, n is always greater than or equal to r. So if you think that your r, if you substituted, and if your r is larger than your n, there is something wrong with that. Then you have this, so 12C6 equals 12 factorial all over 12 minus 6 factorial times 6 factorial. And with this, we get 12 factorial divided by 6 factorial, 6 factorial. And simplifying the whole thing using the similar process we had earlier, I hope you were able to get 924. Okay, so far so good. I hope you're having a good time so far. And take note, if you find these too difficult, or let's say, if you need time to understand, so feel free to pause the video from time to time and try to understand. And hopefully you could also look for other sources that could help you. Problem number 5. In how many ways can you answer 5 multiple choice questions with A, B, C, and D as choices? Note that you will answer each item by exactly 1 letter, and you will answer all items, and that no item should be left unanswered. Okay? So here, we can still utilize the slot method and the fundamental counting principle. So here, we have 5 slots. And those 5 slots are the questions. So like question number 1, question number 2, question number 3, question number 4, and question number 5. Knowing that you have A, B, C, and D as choices for every item, that's why you have 4 choices there. And take note that those 4 choices per item, okay? And by the fundamental counting principle, we have to multiply all of this. That's why we have 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. That's why you have 4 to the fifth, or 1024 options in all. For example, you could have A, that you answered all 5 items with A. You could also have A, B, C, D, A. You could have B, A, D, C, B. Let's say uh, B, B, A, and so on. So if you will list everything, and take note, order here matters, then I'm sure that you will have 1024 in all. And that is guaranteed by the fundamental counting principle. But again, it's hard to list everything, but at least the fundamental counting principle tells us that there are 1024 possibilities for you to answer 5 multiple choice items with exactly 4 choices. Number 6, how many rectangles are there in all? So take a look. You have here, this dimension is 5, and this dimension is 3. And take note, should we count all the squares? And the answer is yes. Take note that all squares are rectangles. But be careful, the converse is not true. All squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are square. Again, all squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares. So be mindful of that. And there is actually a special technique here, or a simple technique to do this. So to do this, let's go first with this length. Let's call this the length. And the length, so you see, no, that you have this rectangle, this 5 by 3 rectangle is divided into 15 1 by 1 rectangles. So let's first go, let's call this the length for now. And from left to right, you write numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's call this dimension the width. And let's call, again, no, from 1 to 3. The technique here is just simple. Okay? So you will add all the numbers here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you will also add these numbers here, 1, 2, 3. And you see, after adding them, multiply the results. So that becomes 15 times 6, and that is 90. So if you have time, you could check, but there are 90 rectangles all in all. I hope we got it right. Okay. Number 7. How many distinct arrangements are there of the letters of the word Sasa? So take note, in this word, there are repeated elements. For example, you have 3 S's, you have 2 A's. And note that if here order already matters. So if I interchange, for example, S and A, it becomes A, S, 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 A. That's another arrangement. However, we have a problem. Our problem is if we interchange identical elements, for example, A will be interchanged positions with A, that is not a new arrangement because take note that interchanging identical elements do not produce a new arrangement. So what to do? If you encounter something like this involves a permutation with indistinct or repeated elements. And to do this, you see that there are 3 S's and 2 A's, and a total of 5 elements. So, since you have 5 elements in total, so take the factorial of that, 5 factorial. But since if you interchange the S's among the 3 S's among themselves, and the 2 A's between the two, there will be no new meaning. And to make the long story short, you have to divide their factorials. or place them in the denominator because, again, they do not produce new meaning. That's why I have 5 factorial all over 3 factorial, 2 factorial, and when simplified, gives us 5 times 4 times 3 factorial all over 3 factorial times 2. So I stop with 3 factorial because I know that I can divide it here, become 1. 2 factorial is just 2. So 5 times 4, that's 10. That's 20 divided by 2 gives us 10. So if you wish, if you have trust issues, I have provided a list, which is the following. So you have SASA, SASSA. You could have SASAS, SASAS. You could also have SAAS, SASSS, and the list continues. And you could see that there are indeed 10 of them. You could check on your own, check with your own eyes, analyze. I'm sure that I have not written any possibility more than once. And I think and I believe no that there is no more other possibilities aside from the one I have placed here. Okay? I hope we're doing well. Number 8. How many 8-digit numbers are possible from the arrangement of the digits of 11,888,577? So again, we are just going to scramble, or rearrange all of the digits to form other 8-digit numbers. But since you have repeated elements, like you have 2 ones, then therefore this problem again involves indistinct permutation or permutation with um, repeated elements. So from here, we see that n is 8 because there are a total of 8 elements, but there are 2 ones, 3 eights, 1 5, and 2 sevens, and we have to divide them from therefore we have to divide their factorials from 8 factorial. That's why you have 8 factorial all over 2 factorial, 3 factorial, 1 factorial, 2 factorial, because again, the arrangement of the objects of the same objects do not, or objects, or elements do not matter. And also, case of advice, if you just have 1 factorial in the denominator, you may opt to have it removed or not written there because 1 factorial is just 1, and dividing by 1 just dividing any whole number or dividing any number by 1 is just the number itself. And if you use your simplifying techniques, or you could verify with your calculator, it is 1,680. Okay? I hope you got it right. Number 9. Hotel Amaya has 3 rooms, A, B, C, left. Rooms A, B, and C can accommodate 3, 4, and 3 guests, respectively. 10 guests arrived. In how many ways can they be accommodated in the rooms? Assume that they can go to any bed whenever they are inside their room. So here, you have 10 guests, and the total capacity is 3 plus 4 plus 3, which is also 10, right? So the technique here is, again, 10 factorial all over 3 factorial. That's the capacity of the first room. Because the order, you don't regard the order. As long as they are there, they could go well whatever bed they like. Okay? And you also have to divide by 4 factorial for the second room with a capacity of 4. And lastly, divide also by the other 3 factorial for the C, which has a capacity of 3. And if you do, you will get 4,200. Did you get this correctly? I hope you did. Let's have item number 10. How many 4-digit numbers can be made of the digits 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, and 9? if repetition of digits is not allowed. All right. So in this particular case, note that um, you cannot start with zero. But in this case, since zero is not one of the digits for you to choose from, then any digit could be placed in any of the thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones or ones place, right? And here, since repetition is not allowed, so if you use it for the thousands, then you cannot use it for the hundreds. Then if you use also for the tens and the ones. And in this case, you could also use the slot method here, right? But for now, I will not use a slot method. And since order here matters, because for example, if I have 1,345, if I interchange two digits, say the 3 and 4, I will have 1,435. So it has a different meaning. The moment you interchange two objects or two elements, it produced a new number which has a different value. That's why this is now an example of a problem that could involve linear permutation. And that is NPR equals n factorial all over n minus r quantity factorial. Take note that the formula is quite similar to that of combination. It's just that it has no extra r factorial in the denominator. Okay? Also, you can only do this you could do this, I mean, or use this if all of the objects are different. It is also a presumption that n is greater than or equal to your r. Okay? And so you have 7p4. That's equal to 7 factorial all over 7 minus 4 quantity factorial. So that's 7 factorial over 3 factorial. So using also the definition of factorial for your numerator, we have 7 times 6 times 5 times 4. And the 3 factorials would eventually divide into 1. So you are left with 7 times 6 times 5 times 4, which actually makes sense if you use the slot method. If you have slot method, you have 4 slots. So the first slot is for the thousands place, second slot for the hundreds, third slot for the tens, and fourth slot for the ones. There are 7 digits involved, right? So 7 for the thousands place. If you use one of them, you have 6 options for the hundreds place. If you use also one of the 6, then you have 5 options for the tens place. And if you use one of them, again, you have 4 options for the ones. Again, 7 for the thousands, 6 for the hundreds, 5 for the tens, and 4 for the ones. And by the fundamental counting principle, again, you can multiply them, which results to 840. So there are 844 digit numbers that follow the given or based on the given. So you see, employing either slot method or linear permutation formula for this case results to the same correct answer. Okay,